to Chevy&kee. This is Key, and today I woke up and I realized that when Chevy and I were doing our TTC journey, we spoke a lot about the future. We put a lot of emphasis on the future and what we were planning to do. And I don't recall us really ever living completely in the moment and relishing in what we were experiencing, even with the TTC journey. I know that I'm the type of person that I'm always optimistic about what's coming, looking towards the future. Chevy was one that was always reflective. He thought a lot about the past. He spoke a lot about what he wished he would have done differently. And our worlds actually, and this is just now I'm putting everything together, our worlds were actually colliding instead of being synchronous. And now that he's no longer here in the flesh physically, I realize the importance of being and living in the moment, being present in the moment. With his passing, that is what I find myself living mostly in this moment, being present in the moment. And that's where the pain, that's where the sadness and the sorrow is, in the moment. It's only when I am reflective, going back in, our memories, that I can find joy. I can find the happiness of what we experienced. What finding a difficult and scary and very, it's almost painstaking to look towards the future. So what I've learned is, in the last 3 months, I have shifted from being someone who always looked towards the future, always, and was very excited and always happy about what's coming. And Chevy, like I said, being the opposite, looking more so of, he looked more towards his past than he did his future or in the present. Now I find myself just being stuck in the present. However, with therapy, I'm discovering bit by bit that this was something that I needed to go through as far as my growth, as far as me advancing as an individual. Unfortunately, I don't want to accept that this particular event in my life brought the lesson. I'm having a hard time accepting that. However, I know God has a lesson in everything. I know that there's no mistakes made. As painful as that is for me to try and accept, the lesson that I've I've learned in these last 3 months, and I've just come to a full clarity on it, is living in the moment at this time is required for me to heal. Being present in the moment, acknowledging Chevy's passing, acknowledging where my life is right now. Not trying to go backward, not trying to look for tomorrow. Living today, accepting today. And in so many twisted and unfathomable ways, it's something that I need to do. I need to go through this period to learn a lesson in order to be able to move forward. And my therapist helped me really come to a point of understanding that my life has shifted, not only because Chevy has passed away, but also because I'm no longer a mother of small children or teenagers. My children are all adults over the age of 25. And I have grandchildren that I am involved in their lives, but not as their direct parent, being responsible for their everyday growth, development, and just, I'm not responsible to raise them. So the shift in my life is more now about who am I as just an individual, Keisha, just me. And I have a hard time accepting that it's just me. That my daily responsibility is to only myself. When 30 years I have been a mother, a wife, responsible for numerous lives at the same time. And with Chevy being gone, I'm faced with not being this confidant and friend and lover for him. I had a lot of hats that I was wearing, and the reality is the therapist was able to show this to me. They were all stripped at once. It's not like one by one over a period of years they were stripped. Everything, pretty much, when it comes to all of the hats I was wearing in my relationship, they were stripped at once. At least I had a 7 to 8 year period where each child was going off to college, and even though they would come back and then leave again, it was years that I was able to transition from being a mother of dependents to self-sufficient adults. I will always be a parent. The sad reality of Chevy and I having a life post our children going off and having their individual lives, I had this anticipation of what that life was going to be. That life was just us traveling and visiting family, friends, and new places we've never been, and still being a support to our children. However, we were going to have this new chapter in our lives. And that vision is gone. That reality never really came into fruition. It's like by the time our youngest went and really was on his own, doing his own thing, Chevy had his first diagnosis. That was in 2022. And I realized that the time spent those last 2-3 years, Chevy was sick. Mentally, he was just not able to be completely present. And that's understandable. It's just unfortunate because right now, it's more about acceptance, me accepting what my life consists of, being present in the moment, and accepting where I am right now. If I don't complete this phase in my life, I will not be able to go forward in a healthy and productive way. I won't be of any good to anyone else in my family or my friends. The one thing I want you all to take from this particular video or audio is to be present in the moment. One, because that's really all we have. Two, we have to accept where we are before we can try and make plans to go forward. Looking back, yeah, that's reflective and sometimes necessary to see how far we've come. But we don't want to dwell too much in our past either, because we can get stuck. Being present in the moment allows your mind to really function and for you to be able to be the best version of yourself, because it doesn't put stress on your mind when you are being present in the moment, because your mind is actually receiving quote unquote real time events and information. It's not trying to sort through what happened 10 years ago by you looking back. It's not trying to keep up with all of what is necessary and required to make 10 years or 5 years down the road possible. It actually is able to process everything real time at a pace that is healthy, that is of a normal pace, because the experiences we're having now, our mind can receive that intake and process it because it's actually occurring at the same time that your mind is processing it. Our mind is such a beautiful and extraordinary organ. Our brains are just an unreal machine in the design because it can compartmentalize so many thoughts, ideas, visions, data. A lot of times what we find difficult is the recall, is trying to sort and keep what is required for us to function now at the forefront. We overload our minds with thoughts and ideas that serve no purpose for us to function right now. And through therapy, I have discovered that I was literally trying to keep past, present, and future thoughts all active in my current and daily thought process, instead of just being present in the moment and thinking and going through every day, focusing on what I was experiencing at the time, at this time. As I continue to move forward through this grieving journey, I pray that what I speak of can help someone else. I know that death is imminent for all of us, and no one will escape it. And so every day someone knows someone who passes, even if it's not someone directly related to us. And we still find ourselves conflicted when it occurs. Conflicted with, well, how? I can't believe. That's so sad. I wish they had more time. All of these things we say when someone passes. And the reality is, it's going to happen. Regardless of when, it's going to happen. And so, as I move forward in my journey, I pray for full clarity, acceptance, peace, and understanding. I hope this has touched someone. I hope this helps someone. If it helps more than one, thank God for that. And until next time,